So here we are in Hector's boat. I am the outboard dad, soon to become the inboard outboard dad, because that's what we're going to work on today. We're going to start with the basics. Please like, subscribe, and send me any comments you have. Okay, so now we're on the opposite side here. Let's take a look. Now this side, the exhaust manifold is a little different, so it may be a little tricky to get in there. Maybe I need to be a little smaller. Okay, so I think this is the first one, and it's pretty badly rusted. The piston is kind of up close to the top, so it's a little hard to tell. There is rust on the cylinder walls, not as severe as the one bad one over there. So let's see the next one. Yeah, this one looks pretty nice. Just has a little bit of minor rust, but I can still see the hash marks on the cylinder wall from the honing. So there's not a lot of hours on this engine. It's a shame. So it really depends on the extent of the damage at this point. I'm going to have to move to get the camera in the next one because my knee is in the way. So as I'm here looking at this, you can probably see in your camera angle next to this leaf here, a couple of screws. If I reach behind here, someone put a piece of wood in there and I see a couple screws going up. Now I don't know if this piece is supposed to be removable or if they made it that way so the engine could come out, or maybe this engine has been out before. I don't know, it's hard to tell. So let's see if we can see those other two cylinders. So here, I'll show you this one. So as soon as we enter, you can see the rust on the cylinder walls, you see that? But the rest of I can see hash marks on there. That's more like just moisture damage than it being soaked. So let's see if we can look at the next one. So this one looks like the exhaust valve is open and the piston is at pretty close to top dead center. You can see the valve there. And again, I see rust, but not as major as the other side. So let's see the last one here. This one doesn't look too bad either. Not sure if you can see that. It's a reflection, but you can see the top of the piston there and the cylinder wall. So maybe a good idea for us to kind of disassemble this engine in place rather than going crazy trying to pull it out at this particular time. So we're going to start removing some parts on this. I'll probably give Hector a call first. Probably discuss with him where we're at right now. Send him these videos and see you know, how far he wants to go. Of course, until you evaluate the engine further and start disassembly, you don't really know for sure what the total extent is. That one cylinder's bad, rusted pretty badly. Sometimes the camera can play tricks on you and it may not be as bad, but I'm having a bad feeling about it. I'm going to go ahead and pull these exhaust manifolds off and we'll take a look a little deeper. Maybe we can see the place where the water leaked from the exhaust manifolds. Possibly we could see where the head gaskets leaked if we pull the heads off. So let's see how deep we want to go. We'll have a conversation with Hector and see where this goes from here. The rest of the boat, although it's a solid boat, it's in great shape as far as the bones go. Gauges look good. They're not all faded out. Switches and all, we could go through and make sure they work, but those are kind of minor things. The seat cushions, on the other hand, are pretty badly worn. They're pretty much all going to have to be replaced, which is a major expense. So it's going to be next to, you know, how much does Hector really love this boat? And how much does he think he can get out of it as is? Or does he want to invest the money on getting it running? Because once you start, you can't stop with something like this. A lot of times these are simple maintenance items that get missed or don't get performed properly in checking those exhaust manifolds or checking these engines. Then of course the other side of it is if you can't get it running and there's something wrong with it and you put it away and it sits, that rust just continues to get worse. So maybe it's something that could have been caught right after he came back, if it was evaluated properly at that time. Still may have been exhaust manifold repairs and maybe even a partial rebuild, maybe just the top end, but it wouldn't be as severe as it could be right now. So we're still going to check the fuel. We're going to do a little bit more. So that's the other issue. If the fuel is bad in the tank, it's going to have to be polished. That's another expense. So this is where we're at now. It's another reason I like outboards. I'm not against inboard outboards, but if I had a motor, you know, a V8 or a V6 motor on the back, or twins on the back of a boat, I can buy separate motors for, you know, a couple $100, couple $1,000, and change them out. There's not as much to doing that, and a lot less expense with older motors. So and there's a lot of life left in those older motors. So that's kind of just my theory, and you know, kind of the way that I was taught about boating. So right now we're gonna, you know, talk with Hector and see how far he wants to go.